Hello everybody, Houston here. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. Before jumping into the charts, don't forget to smash the like button, share with your friends and subscribe as well. So before we start talking about XRP, one of the reasons I'm being absent is because of the day-to-day tasks and being busy. Also, I am developing a new tool and I end up overcharting because I have to observe and check this, check that to see if the thing's accurate, if there is something there. And for my luck, it is kind of a big deal. It is looking great so far. I already shared this on the Champions Club. We are studying, and it's fantastic so far. I already made a trade using the tool. So yes, because this is the big question, right? It is possible to make real money with such a thing. If it is, then it's great. Otherwise, it's more bullshit. Okay. So and overcharting is always bad, as you guys know. You know, staring at the charts, looking constantly, and I have to do this. There is no other way to see the thing works. It's accurate, you know. But yeah, so this is one of the reasons. And these last few days I've been trying to cool off a little bit, trying to rest because it's a lot of stress. But so let's talk about XRP. But before, let's break down a bullshit that I saw out there, just for you guys to have an idea. Believe it or not, there is a claptrap who did, if I'm not wrong, is this or this. Okay, whatever. There is no validation for this. Something like this. The finest opium on crypto Twitter. And guess what? The zigzag bullshit. All the way down to 15 cents. That's the zigzag bullshit. So, folks, first thing, the zigzag bullshit's clear. Second thing, the guy has no clue at all about Ishimoku, okay? The proper way to look at this, you guys know, is on multiple time frames. That's where we can see the transition, you know? So for example, we're talking about this. Here on the monthly, it's trading right below the cloud, right below. So not a big deal so far. On the weekly, what is going on the weekly? It's above the cloud. So it is bullish or it's bearish, you know? So that's why when people copy content from other people and they have no idea about what they are talking about, this is the problem. You know, they they, they highlight scenarios that are not there. Ishimoku is not only about a single time frame. Multiple time frames are involved. The math stands for all time frames, not for a single one. Okay, but so and also we can't just draw a line like this and leave all this price behavior outside. So we are talking about $1.10 outside. So it's straight garbage, you know, folks, that there is no way. Or we do it right, or we don't do anything at all, okay? So, and also, such a thing like this, it's bullshit as well. Why? First, because that's not the proper way to acknowledge a bullish pattern, right? The second thing, because it is not accurate. The third thing, he used this non-log chart. Guess why? Let me show you. Just the same fatal flaw the other guy did with the same zigzag bullshit, which was something like this. But this doesn't work. Guess why? Because he's calling for a 15 cents break. So you see why it is bullshit, why it is not there, why it's not accurate, why is this, that there is nothing here. Nothing. All this bullshit nonsense, not there is no validation for such things. And every time you guys see or hear people saying this, oh, that guy's 9 out of 10 pro, that's bullshit. Okay? Because, let me show you just a quick thing here. Not only that guy, but also another guy very, very popular. They are calling for always below. They are always calling for lower numbers. For example, here, a guy was calling for 6 cents and then went up. Oh no, we are going down again to 25. And then went up. Just a second, let's use a proper numbers here. Oh no, we are going down to 89 cents. So you see, eventually they will end up right. But if those guys were really trading, they would lost all their money already. But why those cultist followers can understand? Because they're not trading as well. So if they're not trading, if their gurus are not trading, how they can understand what they are talking about? Because it is easy to call things. So this is a bull, right? So this is a bull. We already talked about this. So this is the bottom reversal structure. We talked about this many times. Again, bottom reversal structure, which means we left the bottom, okay? And again, there is also no such thing as bear market on XRP. That's another bullshit, okay? So how again, how is a bull? High, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, high low, high high. How is a bear? Low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, new low. But where is the bear market on XRP? They can show, but they are always talking about it, right? So I bet my shoes, all of them, that those people are being paid to mislead people because they can't be so naive and ignorant. There is no way. It's kind of almost impossible, you know? So, so following the example here, let's go once again into the example 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. So, does it match the bullish perspective? Yes, that's how bull market behaves. So all those guys, they will be always calling for dips, which by the way, they happen, right? So this is the bull. We go down every time, also in a bear, we go down. But they are always making calls and they always end up wrong. So for example, that guy, oh, my inside source told me the little bird, oh, the zigzag bullshit will happen because he told me. That's nonsense, folks. That's nonsense. And every time I see such things, it pisses me off. I have a hard time working day after day, watching these charts, working, trading or trying to trade to see all those bullshit, It's, folks, the struggle is real. It is not easy. It is not simple. Especially when we see calls and So for example, calls without a clear scenario. It's straight dumb. It's bullshit. But they are always calling for targets with things that are not clear, that are not there. There's no clue whatsoever. So it's all for the amusement, all for the entertaining. And soon, so take notes, soon I will try to make a like a podcast, but in a live stream with someone, and then we will take a look on things on crypto Twitter, because the bullshit is reaching levels that are disturbing, you know. And just one more thing before we move on. So for example, people who are not trading, why they keep making constant updates on XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. So if they're long-term investors, the day-to-day behavior, it is not important, it's irrelevant, right? But when we are trading, yes, we look at the charts almost every day. Okay, looking for, you know, a possible opportunity, a possible long or short, maybe add some coins into the long-term perspective. That's the way. But just for you guys to have a better example, a very popular guy, the Claptrap Lord, say this: people who trade using leverage end up losing all their money. And that's exactly how the pros do. But yet, somehow, people love the guy. So it's crypto Twitter is full of claptraps. Okay, so there are people that are great traders, great analysts. Yes, a few, and these guys have like 10,000 followers, 15, 6, 3,000 followers. Because people who talk good sense, the real thing, they don't get traction. They don't, because people, the whole majority are always looking for opium. That's all they want. They want to feel safe. They want to hear great things. This is it. Moon, moon, moon. Doom, doom, doom. That's it. That's what they want to hear. That's why people like me don't get a big engagement on social media. But that's not the problem. Soon we will be leaving. So now let's jump into XRP. Let's start here. Let's take a look on volume. So I talked about this not long ago. The seller's volume or the seller's strength are completely dominated. We can see it here. It's crystal clear. And once again, volatility is consolidating as well. So this can be, and probably is, the waiting for the trial outcome, something that we talked about, right? So for example, what do we have? What we needed? Trial outcome, regulations, impact, which is going to trigger what? Probably and most likely Bitcoin and Ethereum will take a big hit. While, in the other hand, what is going to happen? XRP will set free. So, talking about constant bar breaks and weird numbers doesn't make any sense, because that's not what we can see forward, you know. So the trial outcome, and by the way, it is fantastic so far for Ripple and XRP. Just imagine XRP again. XRP will be the only coin on the whole crypto sphere that is cleared in all and single aspect. This is groundbreaking, folks. The price will soar, will skyrocket. But these folks still, oh, zigzag bullshit, 15 cents, ho ho, little inside bird told me. Bullshit. Bullshit. So today, what else we have? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are following together. Ethereum and XRP is still following Bitcoin. Once XRP is set free, Bitcoin and Ethereum will be in the same boat, but XRP won't be there with them. So a big thing's about to happen, and it is going to change the mechanics in the market, but it's not today. Okay, so for example, the bear break we had here, when we had enough room for a bull break, why it happened? Because Bitcoin had a bear break, right? So we can't talk. So for example, today we can't talk about price if we don't take Bitcoin into consideration. But in the near future, it won't be necessary again. So a lot of things are changing. XRP is going to blast the roof. It's going to be intense, violence. The thing's going to be insane. But then we have those claptraps talking nonsense like exit plans, Imagine, nobody knows. Actually, we don't know. But for example, Ripple staff know. The real value of Ripple Cloud, Ripple Network, XRPL, XRP itself, ODL, the mechanical things that we have to change in order to settle all that money. So imagine, nobody knows when the top of XRP is going to be. So how they are looking already for exit plans? They're actually hacked plans, It's stupidity. But so, the charts will tell. The charts and nobody else. So, let's keep going. So here on the monthly, we had a strong sellers activity. Went back 50%, which is not great, but is good. Trading side, the rejection so far is still looking good. Let's move into the weekly, and then we have to go back again because there is a potential scenario here that we have talked about. So the weekly, it's not looking great. 50+% rejection below what folks call a resistance, right? So let me show you right here. Here, you see? Some people will read this as a only round number, but that's not the real reason about these numbers. And yes, so but we have room for what? A bear trap. Why? Right here. So we had a bad time. Actually, it was fast, but we had a fight there on the way up from 89 and $1. You guys remember we talked about this, the big boss, because it is the big boss. Okay, and yeah, so there is room here for a bear trap. Possibly it is. But so far we don't have any evidence. So far we don't. Okay. So let's jump into the 3 days. So I don't like this because we had a broken bull here. Okay. And when we talk about Elliott waves, there is something that is not matching here. Not for now, but can be a clue of something better. But so far there is nothing at all here to see. Talking about candles, small rejection, big rejection. So we had the same one on Ethereum and Bitcoin. By the way, on Bitcoin, it was messed up all the way. Not clear if it was a bull or a bear. And the scenario that I talked about a possible 50 cents was based on this. But after the latest behavior, I don't believe it's a bear. I changed my bias. I think it is a timed bull. I will explain why. So here, so far, it's looking good. Not great, but not bad as well. Let's jump into the daily. So here is when things start to become dangerous, and I will explain why. So XRP is following Bitcoin, not on the same proportion, not in the same way. And again, we had a potential bearish scenario on Bitcoin. If you ask me now, I'm not going to say it is 100% bull. Okay, I'm still a little bit concerned, but I changed my bias because I have to make a choice, right? I can't stand on top of the wall forever. So what we have here, a potential scenario, it's a ascending triangle. We don't like ascending triangles and ascending patterns. They are bad. They kind of end up in a bad spot like 40 to 45% all the times. Okay, so sometimes they follow, the bull follow, and other times the bull lose the battle. Another thing that we have to take a look here is this. Oops, sorry. Some people can say this was a bear break followed by the, what is the things? Retest. Yes. Oh, you know, it's a bear break and then a retest and then we go down, blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. That's wrong. There is no way to call this. Why? Let's break this down. Previous low. Next low, which is a higher low. Here. Previous low. Here. Higher low. That's a micro one, but it's still a higher low. So even if we fall a little bit, it's still what? It's still a higher low. So and also there is room, but it's going to be based on Bitcoin, right? For a micro falling wedge, there is room. So let me tell you something else. Yesterday, if I'm not wrong, I placed a long right here, if I'm not wrong. Right after. It was right after this little guy here. The reason I traded XRP is not because XRP was clear, but Ethereum was looking way better, more fundamentals involved, and I just followed on XRP. Even though if I end up liquidated here, let's say we go down to 89 or 80, we had decent odds for another long, so there is not a problem at all. And this is one of the reasons I tell you guys, when they say 9 out of 10, it's bullshit, okay? This is not simple. This is not like something that anyone can do. We struggle sometimes. We struggle. Sometimes jumping a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit late, a few times spot on, and that's it. There's no such a thing as 9 in 10, okay? So, yeah, and also I am very tired. This thing takes a long, long time to develop it. It was late night. We had the chance of missing out because from midnight to 5 in the morning, that's when big moves happen most of times. So I had a chance to lose here. for a higher leg and then end up with something like this, because this could be a possible scenario as well. Lower high, little bit, and then we go. Okay, didn't happen, no problem at all. We know how to do our thing. We're not clueless on what we do. So now I'm going to wait and see what is going to unfold. So that scenario that we talked about a possible bear break. You guys remember it was right here. End up invalidated. How? Breaking into a continuation pattern, which again, it is not the best one. So ascending and descending triangles usually are continuation patterns, but it doesn't mean they are great patterns. You know, there are some patterns that are better than others. There are some that are completely screwed up, and only a few are really reliable. Okay. So now let's talk about the bigger picture of things. So one of the first things we are trying to look after is the trial outcome. So we did this before, right? So now it seems the SEC won't give up. It seems. If so, and no settlement, the judge will rule. Yes. So we have a few different possible scenarios here. I'm not a lawyer, but so let's say we go into the worst, or so far the worst possible scenario, which can be around September. Let's say late August, September. So right here. The question is, oh, just a second, folks. Let's go. The question is, such a pattern, such development can be the highway to the big day. Yes, it can, and we know price is based on such a thing. So for example, let's say the trial outcome would be given here. Of course, we won't have such a move like this. Instead, it will keep going like this, and then bang. So things are changing, delays, right? For example, SEC asking for another 60 days. So even if the judge gives them 30 days, we are talking about early July. Yes. So it's still not clear for us because we don't know, but people involved probably know something that we don't. And the market makers, the big whales, they know as well. They know, folks. They know. We are just always on the second step after that. They move, we try to figure out. They make a move, we try to figure out. This is the game. That's what we do day and night. Trying to figure out things that they know and we can see. Most of times we can see. So about the pattern. So let's take a look here. Just a second. So this was the first one, right? The one that we had, the bear break. But remember, XRP was and is still bullish. The one who was bearish and had a bear break was Bitcoin, right? Not XRP. We have to acknowledge this as well. So we had a bear break here. What next? And what may possibly happen? Such a structure like this can play out. Can we call this right now? No, we can't. Why? Because it's not clear. It lacks multiple fundamentals and is not there, right? But soon, very soon, we will be able to do such a thing. The only problem will be this, and we can't call this in advance. Why? Because some folks are already talking about this. So let's say XRP goes, and probably will. I think it probably will. Do such a move like this. One and 7-2. Here, people will be calling for targets and moon already, even here, all the way. The first move. All the way they will be calling for moon, this is it, you know, buckle up, that's it, let's go, bam, 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 moon, moon, moon. But no. And why? First, we don't know. So the moon will happen after the trial outcome. That's what we have been talking about for so long. The second thing, such an exotic bull break, it's very unlikely. Why? Because it lacks basic fundamentals. So we can't call moon from here. Okay? If we develop something bigger, a bigger structure, then great. And so, for example, you guys remember the example about the folks always calling for new lows and low and low and low and low. So let's see. Oh, just a second. Not that one. No, it won't work. Just a second. So let's say this scenario is going to play out. I'm speculating here, not calling anything. With a stronger lower high here, around 172 can be 73, whatever. Not trying to nail this. With such a scenario like this, they will call for what? All sort of a numbers below. All the way, they will keep calling. But you guys remember, a bull. And this, we are not talking about patterns. Because these pivots, they are patterns, okay? So if this turn into a macro pattern, then the thing's going to be wild. But before, so let's say we end up with something like this. This is late August, close to September. So you see, we went down 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times. So they will keep calling for lows and lows and lows and lows no matter what. They won't stop. They will keep going with their bullshit narrative. But when we talk about price behavior, we are not guessing around it. We are always looking for patterns, clear scenarios, perspectives, things that can be evaluated, things that can return targets. Otherwise, it's just bullshit. Okay? So, maybe, I will dare to say, I'm speculating here, not calling anything, okay? You guys remember, we've been talking about the working range. If such a scenario like this plays out, we keep trading inside this range, then XRP is going to end up in a much better and stronger scenario than this little one was back in the day. And this guy here was not long ago. So let's take a look on the size and let's try to figure out the outcome, possible outcomes. It's not going to be like this. So we used 172. 172 right here. So let's go a little bit. Okay. And so if we end up with something like this, we will see some lows. But they are going to be what? Higher lows. Even here, doesn't have to follow the line. That's also another thing some of those folks can understand. If this plays out, we don't know. We can call this, okay? It is going to be mind-blowing. So for example, now let's go back into the weekly. Let's take a look here. Bullish characteristic. Low, high, higher low, higher high. So we don't know yet if this guy is the nasty higher low. We don't know, but it probably is. And why? Again, bottom reversal structure followed by macro bullish continuation pattern. So again, there are odds to develop one here all the way. Possible. And if so, September is going to be right here. So as we can see, it's not so far away. And again, the working range with a deadline here. And we also know that that's a possible scenario for 2022. So we don't know if it is going to happen. We don't know. Wish I could know, but I don't know. So we will see. Soon we will see. The bigger the pattern, the bigger the idea we can have about possible time frames and targets as well. Even the first ones, okay? So another thing, so you guys remember we talked about this before. A long video already, sorry. So another thing that we talked before is this. If you are into this for a long-term perspective, why you are looking for or asking about targets? Targets in the short term only benefit the traders, not the investors. So people talk about HODL investing, fill the bag, but they have no idea how to behave. So remember, long term, years, okay? So this is not financial advice. I'm sharing my 2 cents here. And yeah. So folks, again, watch out for the bullshit out there. As we are getting close, this thing is going to be more and more intense like it was in this range right here. We had a lot of food, a lot of bullshit, nonsense talk. Oh, XRP is going to crash, XRP is going to zero, XRP will never reach 55 cents again. All sorts of bullshit. Okay, so every time we start to getting closer and closer, the bullshit rises again. Okay, so stay cool, stay safe, don't worry, understand what you want to have a better understanding of what you must do to reach our goals and our dreams. Okay, so folks, always remember this. If you really don't understand, don't have any idea, if even after watching a video like this, you still have no idea, try, go and ask for a financial advisor, pay the guy, learn, ask what you should do, how you should do. They will know it better, okay? Most people in the markets, all markets, they always end up losing money because they pretend they understand what they are doing. They think it is this. They think people on Twitter and YouTube, are kind of pros. Oh, 9 yen, 10 pro. Bullshit. Okay? They know nothing. There are a few pros, of course. There are people who are being spot on, but they don't have traction. So almost all those people will never find good content out there. Okay? Because we don't have a broad um, a big number of followers, people liking, commenting, and sharing, subscribing, so we don't get traction. Okay, but so that's my 2 cents about this. And just imagine this before I finish here. 100% of your capital, and let's say you end up losing. You try to follow folks and end up losing everything, or 80% or 90%. It's awful, right? But if you ask for a financial advisor or pay for the time of a guy who really understands what he's doing, let's say it is 3 or 5% of your whole capital, you are going to learn things nobody will take from you, right? So, and then you will be able to make a choice if you should jump in or not. So you end up losing anything, but you learn something, you know? So, I already talked too much, and a lot of things to talk about. Sorry, there is always more and more and more and more, and it's not easy, not so simple. Okay, it is impossible to talk about all those things in technical analysis and multiple scenarios and a lot of stuff in 15-20 minutes. 15-20 minutes are for amusement and amusement only. Okay, but yeah, so folks, that's my 2 cents. I hope this video can help you. And please don't forget to smash the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe as well. It is very important to support content with you guys. You guys know everything's for free. And yeah. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope that you guys are doing great. And this is it. If we end up with something new, a big change, I will update as I always do. So thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience and your support as well. And see ya.